Hip-hop's biggest entertainer and certified lover cake from the mean streets of Degrassi, Drizzle Marie, has gone full sicko mode with his ridiculous defamation lawsuit suing UMG for allowing the king of hip-hop, Kendrick Lamar, to release the greatest hip-hop diss record of all time, Not Like Us.
That fuck 'em up. I'ma do my stuff. Bitch, ain't you tired?
That allegedly defames Drizzle Cake, and his OVhoes have been real pressed like a hot pocket named OVO Mal.
Don't say that to me again. I'm gonna feel disrespected.
Feeling a way
on purpose. Now you're throwing it back in my face.
What the fuck are you talking about?
because most hip-hop fans don't believe the narrative that Drizzle Cake is suing for defamation against UMG to really protect himself and other artists in the industry from unfair record label practices, instead of accepting the real reason why Mr. Cakes decided to sue in the first place, for losing a hip-hop battle that Drizzle Cake thought he would win prematurely before finalizing his contract negotiations with UMG, also thinking he would get the same support from the record label with his diss records against Kendrick Lamar, the same support he got from UMG with his other diss records aimed at Pusha T.
Adonis is your son, that's real. Respect that girl, forget she's a porn star, let her be your world, yeah.
And Michael Rubin Jr. Sr., also known as Meek Millie, when Drizzle Marie went back to back on the rapper from Philly.
I'm not sure what it was that really made y'all mad. This is what I gotta do to make y'all rap. I mean, oh.
Getting a Grammy nomination for that same record that hip hop celebrated back in 2015. But when Kendrick Lamar does it, it's a problem. Right, OVO Mal?
I mean, oh.
What are you talking about?
But Drizzle Pie has taken this lawsuit to new heights, with the Mr. Pie's legal team now requesting all documents and communication from Lucian Grange, including his emails and files under UMG, as Mr. Pie's team believes Mr. Grange has direct involvement in helping Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us record with inflated numbers thanks to paid bots on online streaming services. Kinda like how when UMG paid for bots and playlist streams on Spotify for Drizzle Marie's lackluster Scorpion album in 2018.
God's plan. God's plan. I can't do this on my own. Hey.
But anyways, Lucian Grange responded quickly to these requests, with Lucian Grange making his own declaration to the courts, claiming that he has invested hundreds of millions of dollars in his sugar baby's career.
What?
So it would make no dollars and no sense, like DJ Quick,
Cause if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense.
for Lucian to stay scheming on Peter Pan Graham, where the record execs are trying to get at him. Dog? They ride for their 69.
Go.
And it looks like Drizzle Marie is taking UMG and Lucian Grange into expose to the point of no return. Now exposing his ridiculous 360 contract, making it clear to the courts that they own Champagne Karen when it comes to the majority of his music catalog, including his publishing.
It ain't a secret, baby. Guess whose it is? Sure. Next time we fuck up.
Really getting pimped out in the music industry, as if Drizzle Cake was a bad bitch, and UMG and Lucian are his sugar freak.
Now I ain't finna break now fingernail going oops upside your head. I love you, baby, but not like that. I swear to tell the truth, the whole truth.
Lucian made it clear that Drizzle Pie is just wasting his time, like he was on a Brent Faiyaz feature.
I mean, honestly, if you're gonna give it, you are you need.
But Drizzle Cake doesn't just stop with his rich baby daddy, as his legal team has now been granted access by the courts to view Kendrick Lamar's publishing contract with UMG. And UMG tried to protect the privacy of their biggest hip-hop artist by releasing a redacted version of Kendrick Lamar's contract, only showing parts that would discuss any mentions of accepting payments for paid streams for any record, including Not Like Us, which came with an immediate response from the 69 War team demanding UMG to release the full contract. But it's not just the contract that Champagne Karen wants, because he now wants more information on Kendrick Lamar's GNX album. and the details behind the release of the album, maybe to potentially see if there were any reasons why Not Like Us was not on the album, because outside of wanting to get more information on the Not Like Us record, what other reason would Drake want information on a Kendrick Lamar album that does not include the biggest diss record of all time that Champagne Wallen is fighting about in court? Because according to the OVhoes, this lawsuit was never about attacking Kendrick Lamar directly, let alone his offspring. We'll get into that. But no, we're going to still stay with the narrative that Drizzle Cake is protecting other artists in the industry and protecting hip-hop as a genre. Right, Rory and OVO Mal Ina?
So yeah, I got one more insult, and this whole shit gonna flip up.
Speaking of the greatest diss record of all time, shout out to Kendrick Lamar and Not Like Us, as it's reported to have had 1.3 million streams on Spotify alone. Literally the day after the news broke of Drizzle Marie's legal team requesting more paperwork on the record. So again, is this lawsuit really helping Champagne Karen get over this hip-hop battle that happened over a year ago with the record that he continues to promote through this lawsuit? Because sorry not sorry, if Drizzle Cake never did this lawsuit for this record, I don't know if it would be going diamond or near diamond status at this point. Just some food for thought for you 69 thoughts.
Freaky ass nigga, he the 69 god. OVO.
And just when I think Lucian Grange's Sugar Baby can't make anything worse, the Certified Lover Cake decided to add more frosting to this case, with Drizzle Cake's legal team now requesting legal documents from UMG to determine once and for all if Kendrick Lamar's kids are actually his offspring and not the offspring of Kendrick Lamar's manager, Dave Free, who Drizzle Marie claimed to be the real father of Kendrick Lamar's kids like he's fucking Maury with the DNA test. Yet Drizzle Marie was dodging his own DNA test for his own son. Let me chill.
And they came back to us and they said that the DNA test got ruined in transit.
Really, nigga?
That they couldn't be 100% sure that that was my son or not. So I didn't want to go tell the world that that was my son, and it wasn't.
I wasn't hiding my kid from the world. I was hiding the world from my kid.
Oh, please.
It took me 2 more solid tests with 2 different companies. So
Why you bullshit? Baby, why you bullshit?
It's like Drizzle Marie's legal team is fiending like Jodeci, trying to get any information about a potential love triangle between Kendrick Lamar, Dave Free, and Kendrick Lamar's wife, Whitney. As if Mr. Marie was Joe wanting to know what turns Kendrick Lamar on.
I wanna know. I wish that I could take a journey through your mind. Alright, and finding.
Because sorry not sorry, what the fuck is this shit? How is this lawsuit not directed at Kendrick Lamar directly when you're now asking the courts for UMG, not Kendrick Lamar, but UMG to get the information on DNA evidence to prove that Kendrick Lamar's kids are his kids and not Dave Free's? Because Drizzle Marie wants to believe so badly that Dave Free is the father because he put the lines in his Family Matters record. From Drizzle Cake and his OVhoes public perception from the beginning of this lawsuit being filed, it was always about protecting hip-hop, protecting other artists from these label practices. Their own OVO podcasters went out on a limb like Tina Marie, destroying their hip-hop credibility. Well, we're now literally a year later into this entire lawsuit being filed, with Drake's legal team now requesting DNA evidence or documents from UMG on Kendrick Lamar's children. How in the fuck does that protect the Drizzle Cake's name from defamation claims, when essentially Drizzle Cake is trying to fight for proving his own defamation claims on Kendrick Lamar to be factual? Like, really, imagine trying to win a defamation lawsuit against another hip-hop artist and UMG, when your own legal team is trying to validate your own defamation claims on another hip-hop artist that is involved with your lawsuit with UMG.
Damn.
Let's say UMG is forced to get DNA evidence to prove Kendrick Lamar's kids are his, which they are, but let's just say that happened. Drizzle Cake would literally be snitching on himself for making up the lie that Kendrick Lamar's kids were not his and putting that on his Family Matters record. Not to mention the other accusations that Drizzle Cake made that are also defamatory, like putting his hands on his wife or mother of his kids. Like, let's be fucking real here. And to further prove that this lawsuit has nothing to do with protecting artists in the industry, the disgruntled Canadian and his legal team are now mentioning the story of Adidon in this defamation lawsuit, now requesting all documents and communication relating to the iconic diss record, which also had mean lyrics towards the most sensitive rapper, which in the words of Remy Ma, Champagne Wallin.
Are you dumb?
Because why would you bring up a diss record that has nothing to do with the Not Like Us, let alone a record from 6-7 years ago that was done by another artist, Pusha T, and you also getting that privilege of having UMG not release that record on major platforms back then? If I remember when the story of Adidon was released on YouTube, it was immediately removed. World Star Hip Hop had to drop that shit too. Drizzle Cake was on everybody's head top when that record was released. Why would you bring that up in this defamation lawsuit when not only did UMG help you with your paid bots and streams for diss records, they also helped prevent records like the story of Adidon to blow up in a major way, like E40 and Be Legit when it came to Billboard charting or even just releasing the song on major streaming services. You're basically acknowledging and exposing your label privileges, the same privileges that saved you in a battle against Pusha T as a Canadian rapper who cosplays in America as an African American Jamaican with blackface.
Damn!
I mean, am I wrong? Drizzle Cake has been feeling way too comfortable, like Lil Wayne with a babyface feature. Feeling strong and steady with his positions at top and bottom with the execs at UMG, allegedly. Now it's hip hop's fault because Drizzle Cake miscalculated getting himself involved in a hip hop battle of the century right before contract negotiations began with his record label, because Champagne Karen felt so confident that he would win the hip hop battle prematurely right before he signed, sealed, and delivered his contract extension with UMG. Seems more like bad business on Drizzle Marie than being label sabotage by Lucian and UMG. Then imagine people supporting Drizzle Cake like when OVO Mal went on another podcast last year after this lawsuit was announced, trying to defend his certified lover cake, making a bold claim that Drizzle Cake is the biggest artist in the history of the music industry. Better yet, he even tried to compare Drizzle Cake's situation with his defamation lawsuit with UMG as a bigger situation for the music industry compared to what Michael Jackson was fighting for with his catalog and publishing against Sony Records.
You said this is going to be bigger than when Michael Jackson went against the music industry?
I believe so.
None of it's true. None of it's true. It's BS. They lie.
And Prince, when Prince had Slave on his face?
Yeah, I believe so.
The money's bigger.
Not only is the money bigger, we get access to the information quicker. There wasn't social media, it wasn't heavy back then. And I just think that it's interesting that the guy that people paint as, you know, the soft, light-skinned guy from Canada is now doing something that I don't think no other artist has the balls to do.
He's going against the industry.
He's going against not only the industry, the label.
And Tommy Mottola is a devil. So I'm leaving Sony a free agent, owning half of Sony. And I'm leaving them, and they're very angry at me because of it. But the way they get revenge is to try and destroy my album.
So he's really a hero in this situation.
We ought to see.
Are you serious right now, bro?
I think it speaks to his character more than anything.
Girl, shut the fuck up. You thought you ate that?
And then Eminem's cousin from Ireland wants to act like he doesn't understand why everyone comes for his certified OVO mic, OVO Mal, trying to act like Drake is comparable to Michael Jackson when Michael Jackson is actually the biggest artist in music history, who was actually fighting real defamation from his record label and the media for over 30 years. And even after Michael Jackson proved his innocence twice with these false SA accusations on children that were put on him, Michael Jackson's legacy is still being fucked with by the media and potentially his record label currently today. And Michael Jackson passed away in 2009. 15 years in the afterlife, and he's still fighting for his reputation. Then you got Champagne Karen who's crying about a fucking song being released on UMG when UMG had nothing to do with the song or the lyrics that Kendrick Lamar wrote for the record. So, for the record, for all you OVhoes, how dare you try to compare Drizzle Cake and think that he was doing something greater than what Michael Jackson was trying to fight for, not just for himself, but for others around him. And even more ridiculous when you think about a hip-hop podcaster who's pushing nearly 50 and is from hip-hop culture, literally still going out there trying to defend all of the bullshit that this artist is doing by disrespecting hip-hop and the culture any chance that he can get. Imagine this hip-hop podcast being upset with fans who support Kendrick Lamar or maybe glaze him a little bit, yet they'll be able to sit there and stand by their man, Peter Pan Graham, after everything he's done to disrespect hip-hop, not only in our faces, but in front of their faces. And not to mention, when is he going on your show? But for my final thoughts, it's clear that Drizzle Cake doesn't care to play no face to all of us hip-hop fans. Because Drizzle Cake already feels that hip-hop has betrayed him for siding with an actual hip-hop artist that loves the culture, Kendrick Lamar. Thinking that hip-hop purists and hip-hop artists would support a certified lover cake who likes to disrespect hip-hop any chance he gets, claiming he's bigger than the genre or bigger than just a rapper in multiple songs throughout his career. Even claiming that he was a pop star, not a doctor, with hip-hop's biggest DJ with the biggest man titties, DJ Khaled. And clearly, by the actions of Drizzle Cake, he is showing all of us hip-hop fans that he could give a fuck about what hip-hop is and what it stands for as a genre and culture. Which is fucked up, because if it wasn't for hip-hop, Champagne Karen wouldn't be at the top of the Billboard charts and the top of the music industry for as long as he has been. But again, like how he put on his blackface, he only puts on his blackness when it's to his benefit. And now that his blackness is not working to his benefits, he now says, fuck hip-hop, fuck all the morals. Now I'm going to go for not only the rapper Kendrick Lamar, but now his children in legal documents. And again, like I've said multiple times, Drizzle Cake is a great pop star. He's one of the biggest entertainers in music history, especially for my generation. But I don't support the motherfucker. And if anything, hip-hop as a collective should really start to question why we're allowing Drizzle Cake to be a part of the art form and culture of hip-hop when he clearly doesn't give a fuck about it. He's showing us with everything he's doing in this lawsuit, going way past protecting artists and now just protecting his image, and then also try to diminish the image of Kendrick Lamar and now involving his children. I mean, damn, Champagne Karen, all Kendrick Lamar did was give your son good advice on Meet the Grams.
Dear Adonis, I'm sorry that man is your father. Let me be honest.
And to all of the people who still want to support the certified lover cake, that's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But let's not act like he deserves to be a part of hip-hop or that hip-hop is just being too hard on this man, when this man literally uses and abuses hip-hop whenever it's to his own benefit for his career. At the end of the day, I will always have some love and respect for the catalog that Drizzle Cake has brought to us in hip-hop, especially in the early 2010s. But that love for his music back then is not going to make me defend him any longer or support him as an artist in hip-hop. Because at the end of the day, he won't even go on hip-hop platforms that are a part of the culture. He'd rather be on a fucking live stream with non-hip-hop streamers like XQC and Aiden Ross, who has a weird fucking obsession with Drizzle Marie.
I'm out.
No,
this is crazy.
Too no.
Early.
One interview from 2018 with Rap Radar podcast is not enough for him to be accepted in hip-hop at this point. But let me know what your thoughts and opinions are with this entire situation with Drizzle Cake. But don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, go be amazing and have an amazing rest of your day.